I never thought I'd be the one to pull the rug out from under my own family. But sometimes life forces your hand. Growing up in the wide-open spaces of West Texas, I'd learned early on that silence could be a weapon, sharper than any knife. But that night at Jack's birthday dinner in our old ranch house outside Dallas, Claire crossed a line that even my patient heart couldn't ignore. She sauntered in like she owned the place, her designer boots clicking on the wooden floors, flashing that fake smile that never reached her eyes. "Who let this broke old hag crash the party?" she sneered, loud enough for the whole room to hear, as I reached for a slice of cornbread. The laughter that followed stung like a scorpion, but what hurt more was Jack averting his gaze, pretending he hadn't heard. Inside, my mind raced. How did we get here? I wondered, my thoughts swirling like a dust storm. I'd built my life on hard work, starting with a small oil services company in the 80s, scraping by on grit and late nights. Now, it was a powerhouse in energy tech, but I'd stepped back years ago after my husband passed, letting trusted folks run the show while I faded into the background. Peace. That's what I craved. But Claire? She'd married Jack a decade back, all charm and ambition, always prying about my pension or why I drove that beat-up truck. She assumed I was some welfare case, living off scraps. And Jack, my only boy, the one I'd raised alone through droughts and booms, he just let it slide. Why doesn't he defend me? The question gnawed at me, a constant ache in my chest, deeper than any betrayal. I stood up quietly, dusted crumbs from my simple dress, and walked out into the cool night air. The stars overhead mocked me with their indifference. She has no idea, I thought, a flicker of resolve igniting in my gut. Claire worked in my company's marketing department, hired on a whim when I saw her name cross my desk. I'd approved it, curious, maybe hopeful she'd show some decency. But reports trickled in, her barking orders, belittling juniors, showing up late with excuses. I'd ignored it, telling myself family came first. But now it was personal. Am I really going to do this? My inner voice wavered, torn between the mother who forgave and the woman who'd clawed her way to the top. The next morning, sunlight streamed through my kitchen window as I sipped black coffee, staring at the endless horizon. The ranch felt emptier than ever. I picked up the phone and called Daniel, my right-hand man at the company. "Pull her file," I said, my voice steadier than I felt. He didn't question it. He knew the score from whispers about the dinner. By noon, the folder was in my hands, complaints stacked like kindling. One intern had quit after Claire called her useless trash in a meeting. Another noted threats of firing over personal errands. Legally, it was airtight. Our HR policies were ironclad. No room for favoritism. But as I read, guilt twisted in me. This isn't just about her. It's about what she's turning Jack into, a silent bystander. My thoughts darkened, replaying years of slights, the birthdays forgotten, the holidays where I was an afterthought, the way she'd whisper to the grandkids that grandma's too poor for nice things. That afternoon, I drove into Dallas, the city's skyline rising like a promise. I slipped into the office through the back, my old keycard still working. No one batted an eye at the gray-haired lady in jeans. Anonymity had its perks. Overhearing Claire in the break room sealed it. That old bat embarrasses us all. Jack needs to cut her loose. Her words hit like buckshot. Cut me loose? After everything I've sacrificed? Rage bubbled. But beneath it, sorrow. For Jack. For the grandkids learning her cruelty. I met with Daniel in his office, the air thick with tension. "Reassign her," I said. "Something entry-level, but fair." Give her a chance to learn. He nodded, suggesting facilities maintenance, cleaning crew. Starting tomorrow. It wasn't revenge, it was a wake-up call. Will she see it that way? I doubted it, but hope flickered faintly. By evening, back on the ranch, I paced the porch, the weight of my decision pressing down. Jack called, his voice hesitant. Mom, Claire's upset about last night. I swallowed hard. Upset? She humiliated me. But I kept calm. She needs to think about her words. He sighed. And I hung up, alone with my turmoil. Am I becoming the monster she paints me as? No. This was justice, wrapped in mercy. She'd feel the sting of invisibility, just as I had. But deep down, I prayed it'd spark change, not shatter us forever. The night stretched on, my mind a battlefield of doubt and determination. The demotion hit Claire like a freight train, and I felt every impact in my soul. She stormed into work the next day, expecting her corner office, only to be handed a mop and a uniform by HR. This is a joke, right? She snapped, her face flushing red. Daniel stood firm. Performance issues?
Mom.
Documented complaints. Legally, we were covered. Progressive discipline. Warnings ignored. But watching from my hidden vantage in the lobby, my heart ached. Why does this feel like I'm tearing my family apart? The question haunted me, echoing the loneliness I'd buried for years. Claire's eyes met mine as she was escorted out, confusion turning to fury. You? What are you doing here? I stepped forward, voice even. I founded this company.
Claire.
I've been your boss all along. The color drained from her face, like she'd seen a ghost from the dusty trails. That's impossible. You're just Jack's mom, the one who shows up in hand-me-downs. Her words cut, but I held steady. Appearances deceive. Now you'll learn what real work feels like. She sputtered protests, but Daniel led her away. As the elevator doors closed, regret washed over me. Is this mercy or malice? I'd chosen reassignment over firing, given her a path back if she proved herself. But the drama unfolding twisted my insides. Back home, the ranch's quiet amplified my inner storm. Jack will hate me for this. Sure enough, he showed up that evening, truck kicking up gravel. Mom, what the hell? Claire's crying. Says you humiliated her. I poured us whiskey, the burn matching my turmoil. She humiliated me for years.
Jack.
In front of you, the kids. You never said a word. He hung his head. I thought it was just talk. Just talk? My mind screamed. It was erosion, chipping away at my worth. We argued, voices rising like a West Texas wind. You let her treat me like dirt. I finally burst. He left in silence, and I collapsed into a chair, tears flowing. Have I lost him forever? The grandkids' faces flashed, innocent, caught in the crossfire. Claire was poisoning them with her disdain, calling me that old ranch relic. I couldn't let it stand, but the cost.
Oh.
The cost. Days blurred into a haze of reports from Daniel. Claire grumbled through shifts, scrubbing floors, emptying trash. Coworkers whispered. Some pitted, others relished the irony. One email detailed her snapping at a custodian. I'm not like you.
Not like you?
My thoughts raged. We're all human, scraping by in this unforgiving land. I visited the office incognito, heart pounding. Seeing her hunched over a bucket, sleeves rolled up, stirred pity. She could be more than this. But her defiance fueled my resolve. That night, alone under the stars, doubt crept in stronger. What if she breaks instead of bends? Memories flooded. Jack's childhood, teaching him to ride horses, promising I'd always protect him.
Now,
I was the villain in his story. Sleep evaded me, replaced by visions of reconciliation that felt impossibly distant. Jack called midweek. Voice cracked. The kids miss you. Claire's a mess, angry, withdrawn. I softened. Bring them over. They arrived Saturday, little ones bounding like colts. As they played in the yard, Jack confessed, I should have spoken up sooner. I was scared of rocking the boat. Scared? My inner voice softened too. We all were. Hugging him, emotions swelled, forgiveness budding amid the pain. But Claire? Radio silence. Does she even regret it? The drama intensified my self-doubt. But a quiet strength emerged. This wasn't just payback, it was a lesson in humility. One I hoped we'd all learn before it was too late. As weeks dragged on, the emotional torrent inside me built to a crescendo, each day layering guilt upon resolve like sediment in a canyon. Claire slogged through her new role, her once-polished facade cracking under the weight of menial tasks. Daniel updated me. She's quieter now, but still bitter. Complained to HR about unfair treatment. Legally spotless, we'd followed every protocol, from verbal warnings to this corrective action. But hearing it, my mind fractured. Am I playing God with her life? The question clawed at me, deeper than before, stirring memories of my own struggles, starting the company with nothing but a loan and a prayer, facing sexism in the oil fields, proving myself daily. One evening, I drove to the office after hours, the Dallas lights blurring through tears. Slipping in, I found Claire alone in the break room, wiping counters with mechanical motions. Our eyes locked, hers flashed with resentment. Happy now, she muttered. I paused, heart hammering.
no, Claire.
This isn't joy. It's necessity.
She scoffed.
You think demoting me teaches respect? You're just bitter. Bitter? My thoughts exploded. I've forgiven more than you know, your snide remarks at family barbecues, excluding me from holidays like I was a stray dog. But I held back, saying softly, You've hurt people, including me. She turned away, but I saw the tremor in her hands. Driving home, turmoil raged. What if she never changes? What then for Jack? For us, Jack visited more. The kids' laughter a balm on my wounds. One afternoon, little Emma tugged my sleeve. Mommy says you're mean, but Daddy says you're strong like a cowgirl. Her words pierced, unleashing a flood of inner conflict. Am I strong? Or just vengeful? I knelt, hugging her. Sometimes strong means standing up, even when it hurts. Jack watched, eyes misty. Later, he admitted, Claire's talking divorce. Blames you. The revelation hit like a gut punch. Divorce? Over this? My mind spiraled into despair, visions of a fractured family. Grandkids shuttled between homes. I'd meant to heal, not destroy. That night, insomnia gripped me tighter, regrets multiplying. Should I reverse it? Give her back her job? But no, that'd teach nothing. Instead, I prayed for a breakthrough. The drama's intensity forcing me to confront my own flaws, the pride I'd hidden, the silence I'd weaponized. Mid-month, a turning point loomed. Claire requested a meeting through HR. I agreed. Nerves electric. In the conference room, she sat rigid, avoiding my gaze. I want my position back, she started, voice shaky. I leaned in. Why? She faltered. Because I deserve it. Deserve? Inner fury mixed with empathy. Deserve comes from growth, not entitlement. Tears welled in her eyes. You don't know how hard this is.
Oh.
But I did, scrubbing floors in my youth, building from scratch. We talked. Raw and real. Her insecurities. My pains. She admitted snippets of regret, but pride choked the full apology. Leaving. Exhaustion overwhelmed me. Is partial truth enough? The emotional depth of that encounter left me raw, pushing me toward mercy's edge. By month's end, the storm peaked. Jack confided. She's reading self-help books, talking about change. Hope flickered, but doubt lingered. Can she truly evolve? My inner monologue thundered, weighing justice against compassion. This drama wasn't just hers, it was ours. A family teetering on redemption's brink. The emotional avalanche buried me deeper as the 30-day mark approached, every fiber of my being screaming for resolution amid the chaos. Claire's transformation, or lack thereof, haunted my nights. Her shadowed figure in my dreams a mirror to my own fractured soul. Daniel reported. She's improved, less complaints. Even helped a new hire. But legally, reinstatement required proof of reform. I couldn't bend rules. Even for family. What if I lose them all? The thought consumed me. A vortex of fear and love, replaying Jack's pleading eyes. The grandkids' innocent questions. One stormy afternoon, thunder rumbling like my turbulent thoughts, Claire appeared at my ranch unannounced. Rain soaked her as she stood on the porch, eyes downcast. "Can we talk?" she whispered. I nodded, heart pounding like a wild Mustang. Inside, by the fireplace, she broke. I was wrong. So wrong. Tears streamed as she confessed, her ambition born from a tough upbringing in California. Moving east for opportunity. Fearing poverty, like I'd once known. I saw you as weak because I felt weak. Weak? My inner voice cracked with empathy. I've been there, hiding strength behind humility. We delved deep. Her slights weren't just cruelty, but projections of insecurity. That dinner. I was drunk on my own ego, she admitted. I shared my pains, the isolation, the silent endurance. You made me question my worth, I said, voice trembling. She reached for my hand.
I'm sorry.
Truly. The moment shattered me, emotions surging like a flash flood. Forgiveness or folly, but her sincerity pierced through. We cried together. The drama's peak forging a fragile bond. Jack arrived later, stunned to find us talking. What's this? He asked. Claire turned. I'm owning my mistakes. He joined, and we unpacked years of unspoken hurts, his silence stemming from conflict avoidance, rooted in losing his dad young. I failed you both, he said, voice breaking. The room filled with raw confessions. My mind a whirlwind of relief and residual pain. This is healing, messy as it is. That night, alone, euphoria mixed with exhaustion. Have we turned the corner? I decided. Reinstate her. But probationary, with counseling mandated, legal and compassionate. Calling Daniel. I felt lighter. But doubts lingered. What if she reverts? The intensity of our reconciliation amplified every feeling, pushing me to embrace vulnerability as strength. Weeks later, at a family barbecue,
Tension hung thích.
Claire helped grill, chatting with the kids about respect. Jack pulled me aside. Thanks,
Mom.
for giving her a chance. Emotion choked me, pride in his growth, love for our mended ties. But inside, the storm hadn't fully passed, trust rebuilt slowly. like mending a fence after a gale. In the aftermath's quiet roar, emotions crested to an unbearable height, every heartbeat a testament to our fragile rebirth. Claire returned to work, not to her old throne but a junior role, earning her way up through merit, HR approved, with therapy sessions to unpack her behaviors. Watching her thrive humbly, my soul ached with profound joy and lingering scars. Did I push too far? The question echoed. But answers came in small miracles, her calling to check on me, the grandkids' drawings labeling me super grandma. One crisp morning, as golden sunlight bathed the ranch, Jack organized a family gathering, no pretense, just us around a picnic table. Claire approached hesitantly. I get it now, she said. Respect isn't given, it's earned.
You taught me that.
Tears welled as I hugged her. We all learn.
Dear.
Jack beamed, the kids oblivious to the depths, playing tag in the fields.
Inside.
Catharsis overwhelmed, a tidal wave of forgiveness washing away years of resentment. This is the lesson: mercy over malice, growth over grudges. My inner reflections deepened, honoring the pain that birthed this piece. The drama's resolution brought clarity. I'd reclaimed my voice not through vengeance, but vulnerability. Claire's apology, heartfelt and hard-won, healed wounds I thought eternal. Jack grew bolder, defending kindness in daily life. As we shared stories under the vast sky, laughter mingled with tears. The family's bond stronger, forged in fire. Looking back, that shocking dinner wasn't an end, but a beginning. It shattered illusions, revealing truths about power, humility, and love. The article of faith? Everyone deserves a second chance. But change starts within. In the West's unforgiving expanse, we'd found grace, not in perfection, but in the messy pursuit of better. And that, more than any empire, was my true legacy.